You thought I was gone, but I'm not. It has been almost a month since I've recorded some good old World of Warcraft. We are in Zangarmarsh. This is Wrath of the Lich King Classic. I have been working incredibly hard on trying to reduce the gunk, the clutter that I upload on this channel before it plummets into the toilet. But I have another dedicated wrestling channel that I've been working very hard on, and it's doing pretty good. In fact, it is. I have a feeling... No, this seems to be pretty good. Sounds a little bit off for me. Okay, let's get a little bit strong there. Little muscle Viagra action. There we go. Yeah, so I haven't really been playing there for the past month. I wasn't even subscribed to the World of Warcraft because I knew I wasn't really going to be able to play. Plus, I was having issues with my internet for a while, constantly disconnecting, and the upload was slow. They were doing some maintenance and upgrades, and it literally took like quite a while to fix it. For a while, it was the uploading that wasn't working, so then they fixed that aspect of it. Then it was the connection just couldn't stay connected. So I was like, well, that's no good. Then I'm busy with my new wrestling game, which if you're curious and you watch these videos regularly, you know, for the 2 or 3 people out there, what can end up happening is you may be interested in watching my wrestling, but if you like World of Warcraft, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to enjoy the wrestling. It's one of those things, again, that we've talked about, you know, where some YouTubers, when you watch them, if you enjoy how they talk and whatnot, you may like what they do, regardless of what game they're playing or what topic of conversation they're speaking of. And essentially, that's how I had been treating my channel as well, right? Like I was some big shot right from the get-go. And unfortunately, you can't do that. A lot of people, they start off a certain way, usually one way, and they don't do a lot of other stuff. Then they get really big. They have so many followers, so many subscribers. They start to get a little bit wild. And they still retain a lot of views because by that point, the people are incredibly invested in them, so it doesn't even matter what they talk about. Like Asmongold, speaking of successful YouTubers talking about World of Warcraft here. I mean, Asmongold is like, you know, peanut butter jelly jam sandwich. It just goes hand in hand. And this guy can, you know, throw you a curveball and talk about the Johnny Depp trial. And out of nowhere, it's like bada boom. You know, a couple of million views. It doesn't matter because it's Asmongold, right? The people are invested in him. Here I was, acting like I was a big shot. Not that there's anything wrong with that, in the sense of like just uploading whatever I wanted. And although I'm making money every single month, year after year, I'm not growing the way I wish I could have. So far, my wrestling channel is slowly beginning to be quite the beast. So here, as you can tell, no heirlooms, none of that stuff. Paladin is just psycho strong, just like the feral druid in bear form. We can't quite take as much damage, but we can drop these little dingleberries so fast they don't know what hit them. Wrong button. That happens. You step away for a couple of weeks and then you start hitting the wrong keybinds. It's a real mess. Not only that, I'm still wearing level 53 Emerald Pauldrons of the Bear. Like, are you kidding me? Yeah, my gear ain't all that special. At all. I don't even think I was supposed to go down the way that I did. I did it again. Which one is the, Yeah, that's that one. That's that one. No. Oh, it is that one. Okay. Whatever. Who cares? PvE server. Not like anybody can kick my ass. There's some belongings here. Yeah, I suppose we'll save them. Not too shabby. And I figure since I have rested XP, even though I'm not going to be in a way... See, it's kind of confusing what this channel is going to try to morph into here. It's one of those... It's going to be the same. It's just some things there's going to be less of, and some other things there's going to be more of. So it's a change in that regard. I want to be able to do more of this, because I just can't get enough of it. Well over. Like, I mean well over. 80,000 hours. Excuse me, in the last almost 20 years. So... I mean, it's become a part of me. And my good old friend, Piorum. That's right. You Google that shit. You ain't gonna find much on that name. But, he's enjoying it too, and it's just one of those rare special games, especially with the classic here, Wrath of the Lich King. I mean, it just doesn't get much better than this. Like, it doesn't. I mean, retail for me, and I've talked about this in my other video, but I'm not going to expect everybody to have watched all my videos, right? This is the first time I do not look into, I have no interest in the newest expansion. I don't care. Like, I logged in on my account because if you're not subscribed, you can play up to a level 20 or so. Yeah. And, you know, check out the new UI and a couple of things. Like, oh yeah, okay. Oh yeah, they changed a lot of stuff there. Looks like fun. However, I don't even know what real changes they made. I just know that some very few friends that I have that I've known for quite a few years that had given up on WoW, they're now playing retail. They're like, oh yeah. But they're also the same people, no offense, that are like, I can't touch Classic. It's too hardcore. It's actually easier. It's more streamlined. It's more straightforward. You don't have 53,000 maps that you gotta go through. Or 117 different ways to earn a certain kind of gear. Like, it's just, you know, you want PvP gear? Guess what? You PvP. And it may be like that now, but that ship has sailed. And I'm not saying I'm never gonna check it out again. No. We're going to get right into it. But I don't want to so long as this is working out for me here. Yeah, that's right. A consecrate land for one mob. I don't care. So that cave there that I was just in, I hate that cave. With a passion that burns brighter than 1,000 suns. Probably also, too, because I've done that cave, like... probably a couple of dozen times throughout all of my alts and characters and whatnot. Come on. Feel the fire. Be purged, bitch. And because I'm on PvE server with my friend there, I mean, it's more calming. If I want to get, you know, goosey, and I want to start getting into the PvP, then I can join a PvP. Like Battleground or something, right? I'm at a different place in my life now. I don't need that psycho shit going on while I'm trying to quest. Plus, I'm not, whatchamacallit. I'm also not practicing 15, 16 hours a day like I used to in the PvP. So, there's a risk. I could trip, smack my head on a rock, drown a little bit, and get my ass beat by somebody else that's coming in to take the cheap shot. Can't have that recorded on camera. Right? Can't have that. I got a reputation to maintain. The frame drop, by the way, is normal for this area. There's a few sections. It doesn't matter what you do or what settings you have them on, you will lag. But there's not a lot of those areas. But unfortunately, Wrath of the Lich King Classic is a little bit hog wild. A little bit, oh, no, we ruined it. That's fine. I'll kick your ass. And I'm still gonna keep my Crusader ore on. Just not even bothered. Look at that. No problem. Try doing that with a rogue and greens and see how well you fare. Not all that great. Yeah, so whether it's like a once a week, a twice a week, a once a day, I don't know what is exactly going to happen here with World of Warcraft. I may eventually just reach the full out burnout where I take breaks here and there and then come back to it. Yeah, and my settings aren't all that high either. But for whatever reason, I do lag here. And it's funny because if I play retail, which has the nicer graphics and all that kind of stuff, and I come here, I actually don't lag. So go figure. And funny enough, call me out on it. I'm almost tempted to go on the Zandalari Troll Druid mod and see how he goes. Because like I said, I'm always going to refer back to Red Dead Redemption 2. Max graphics. 60 FPS. Not a problem whatsoever. So if I can do that, then there's no reason this game can't do it. I forget now if I did it. Quick, quick, quick. Must escape before that Naga comes and gets me. Nausea, Naga. I honestly don't remember how to pronunciate their name. Except, yeah, this is one of the main towns here. Big ass shroom.
Blessings upon you.
Right, the elevator. No, what I do want to do.
May I be of service?
Clear out some of our bag space. I may want to go through a little bit of this. Sometimes I give some away to some people, but for now, I know this doesn't look very clean. It's usually way better than this. I don't need potions. I don't need any of that junk. Disable. Well, you know what? We've already come here. I can fly here. You know what? I might do that thing again. I might just do it. Don't even tempt me. Yeah, let's go to Dalaran. Just gonna pick a random place. We're just gonna cruise for a couple minutes. And then if it comes to a point, here it's gonna lag. This is normal. Although, on retail, and the original Wrath of the Lich King, I didn't lag almost barely at all. Remember, it's not always a good... Look at your horse. Come on there, laddie. Feed the horse. Yours is so puny. Yeah, that's right. Look at that. Look at the size of my nene. You gotta feed it some protein and creatine. You have to take care of your animals. Where do I want to go? I don't even know. Let's look at our map. Definitely nowhere here because I'm not seasoned enough to be there. there anything on the west coast I want to do? Stone Talon Mountain. There's beautiful Ashen Vale. The Barrens. Oh, I just love it all. Thousand Needles. You know what? Yeah. Let's go to that area. The big dwarven bastard. No one asked me what that accent was. Alright, here there's usually a bunch of bones, but it's a PvE server. Nobody's ganking my ass here. Not gonna happen. But there's some big, nasty... Oh yeah, that thing will kick my ass. It's a boss. Even some of these, you'd be surprised how hard they can hit. Well, this one's 52. I don't remember which one it is, but there are things like this, like events like this, where you're like, oh my god, it's a gray. It's, you know, 15, 20, 30 levels below you or whatever. And then you go and you try and mess with it, and it whoops your ass 6 ways from Sunday, 1 way from Monday. Actually, I can give you the perfect example. We might be going near it. Ashenvale, north of Orgrimmar. As a matter of fact, I got my ass beat, I think, in the last video that I made. So if we go to Ashenvale here, right in this section here, right southeast of Surrelace Farwind, where where there are those, helps if I could speak, those dragon portals, which now in retail World of Warcraft, druids can portal to all these locations. I think including this one. Anyhow, there is where I used to see, because here's, you know, that flight master right there. And then we're, my goodness. Where I showed you was right here. Right there. And then I showed you here. Well, Orgrimmar is right there. Right in here. So I used to just go from here and just kite them in with my hunter, the beasts. And it was absolutely nuts. It would just wipe everybody out. They're so strong. They're only... Are they only level 58 or 62? But they hit like a Mack truck. Like, it's just not normal at all. Plus, the other thing that I really like about the Paladin, which I've talked about before, why I may not do too much Druid gameplay, but I might here and there, is 20% slower. I mean, that's kind of a big deal. Right now, it looks like I'm moving slow because I'm a lot larger, so the gallops visually are going to be smaller. So it's going to give the illusion that I'm not moving as fast. And if I were to get rid of the buff, the galloping, like it would almost be twice as fast. Well, not quite, but you get the idea. Yeah, so for this game, nothing's really changed for me. It's still going to be about, you know, going to random zones, helping people out who needs a buff. Maybe somebody needs a hand with a quest or something like that. That's really what this game is all about for me, and has been for a very, very long time. Actually, since day one. It just used to not be my sole focus, right? That's the difference. Can't give them the greater blessings, which is so stupid. 10-minute buffs on the Paladin, 30-minute buffs on the Druid. And I was arguing this with my friend, but this is all I do. And I remember in Burning Crusade being able to, out of party, do the greater Blessing of the Wild there on the Druid. And it would work, giving people hour buffs, 60 minutes. I get on the Paladin in 10 minutes? Like, are you kidding me? And then when I do them to myself, they can last 30 minutes because I have the glyph. But when it's on other people, it doesn't work. like the extra 20 minutes. And to me, again, it's just dumb. I don't understand why they chose to have it that way, but paladins essentially have the shortest lasting buffs in the game. And unfortunately, this does look quite barren, even though we're not in the Barrens. Get it? We're on our way there. There's nobody around. I mean, there are people. This is a decently populated server. It's not a high populated server, but it's got enough people out there. Like all things, whether it's classic or retail, you want to come across more people, you got to go on the newest map, right? It's just not that dramatic here on classic, because you could still find a good amount of people. Mind you, I'm in these zones right now, like Shimmering Flats, Thousand Needles. I mean, it can get, I mean, let's check it out. Who's shimmering? Who's shimmering? Nobody apparently is shimmering. Oh, I guess it's part of Thousand Needles. That's right. Who Thousand? Yeah, you see what I mean? You got, one... Oh, it's like, oh, somebody from my guild. It's me. And a level 80. So there's only, including myself, there's only 2 other people. And I don't think there's cross-realm zones in Classic, right? I don't think there is, unless they changed something recently. On retail, you wouldn't be able to see in that list who is a part of the zone from other cross-realms. Only, like, your home realm. But here, like I said, I don't think there's anything crossing, so... And it's like 99% Horde. Alliance, sorry. 99% empty of the Horde. So you're unlikely to come across the Horde. There's one server that's, oh my god, really, really packed. Actually, I think it's the one my Tauren Shaman's on. And... I mean, I've thought of playing him a little bit, but overall, again, it's just for fun. I get it. But even as Elemental or Enhance, there's no buffs. You don't get the 20% faster mounted speed. And you're just not that strong compared to my Paladin. And we're talking with, like, equivalent gear score, like right around the same gear score and level. You have to take that into consideration or it's just not fair, right? But yeah, that mounted speed on the Paladin is, I mean, yes, the Death Knight has it, and I got a Gnome Death Knight, but there's also that thing where I'm kind of, and yes, I know where I am, where I'm just like a little bit tired of playing so many characters. I mean, I play so many games to begin with, right? So the last thing I want to do is just go all over the place with all these different characters. So I may here end up flying. This is one of those zones, the Thousand Needles, where back in the day, there was always a healthy amount of people. Again, it's predominantly Horde, but there was always like a little bit of Alliance as well. See, this is like, you know, Horde here. See, they're attacking me, but I'm not flagged. Whereas on a PvP server, if you're in a neutral zone, but you pull aggro from a guard... Or no, wait. I forget what I was going to say now. I know what I'm trying to say, but I forget how to say it. Something about when you're on a PvP server. Oh, if you're in a... Is it a sanctuary or a neutral area? I can't remember. Anyways, if you pull a guard, it'll still flag you or something like that. Love the transition here from Thousand Needles. And then all of a sudden, boom. It's a nice little area here. Again, in Classic, this place, or in Retail, it's constantly being bombarded, always under attack.
Hello.
I just can't do it. I really, really can't. Do we want to go to Ratshit? Talrendis? Where do I want to go? Yeah, let's do the Ratshit. And now I get to relax. Little music. You know what? I'm tired of this thing tracking there. And now this part. Again, I repeat some of the dialogue from video to video if it's relevant to the place I'm at in the moment. Thousand Needles is all underwater. There's like nothing to do. They completely killed the zone. Now we're about to enter the Barrens. There's the elevator. Yeah, I mean, I have to admit it does kind of suck sometimes when there's not that many people around. I wish that there was at least like 5 or 6 people per zone. You could just kind of run around and ask if somebody needs a quick hand with a quest or something like that. Now, back when this was live and this was Retail, the Wrath of the Lich King, oh my goodness. Yes, there was way more people. I mean, at its peak, I don't remember how many millions of players there. I don't want to say it. I have a number in my head, but there's no way it was that high. It was in the millions. That's all I know. For a moment, I was like 18 million. I don't think it's ever been that high. Oh, there's somebody there. 30 Night Elf Druid. Right now, we're near Theramore Island in the Dust Wallow Marsh. That's the other thing, too, about this game is I pretty much enjoy most of the zones. There's very few zones that I go to, and I'm like, not this crap again. But a lot of that, I think, has to do, too, with the fact that there's just so much history for me in every single zone that I have a story to share, right? Almost every square inch. Like, I mean, even this little island here, I remember getting into a PvP confrontation there right near Theramore Isle. There's just so much history everywhere. Or that quest with the Hydra things near the tower there. I was in the water, yeah, going after those threshers, and an undead rogue ganked me. This was like, oh my goodness, 15, 16 years ago. Like literally, I can't go anywhere without telling you a story. As a matter of fact, even here, trying to go north to Alcaz Island from Theramore, I remember hitting the fatigue when you go in the water and it's too deep, and it's a way for Blizzard to kind of control where you're going, and I ended up dying and I was really confused. This is also back in the day when there was a lot of speed hackers, and they were predominantly naked gnomes. Don't ask, and yes, I'm being very serious. Naked gnomes, and Winterspring was actually one of the hot spots where I found most of that happening. And they would zip back and forth on the map so fast you couldn't even click on them to find out who they were. You would have to, look them up in the list kind of thing, and then be like, hey, report player or whatever. But I think it was different back then. I think it was a little bit more complicated. And then the good old Barrens. One of my favorite all-time zones. One of my favorite zones of all time. Yeah. I just love it. I remember when I was playing a warlock, an undead warlock, way back, like I'm talking 2005, 2006. Oh, there's a couple people there. And you used to have to go somewhere around here to actually get your warlock mount. Yeah, there it is. It might have been the trainer that would give you the quest. The the Babagaya, whatever. Now you just go to the trainer, ding, 10 silver. Give me that shit. Or whatever. Milky Milks. Seriously? You went to your login screen. You thought, what's a good name for a paladin? At what point did they just give up and say, you know what? It's the Milky Milk. That's what I'm going with. It's like, really? The Milky Milk? Do we want to go through? I mean, we're starting to see some people. Apple Mush? Seriously? Apple Mush? Is your alt's name Apple Pie? Like... But whatever. There's some nice people. And I do find, that whole saying, what's in a name? You'd be surprised. One of the nicest people I ever met when I was playing Horde, which I always go back and forth between them and play them both equally, is, his name was Garden Tool. And I think his alt was like Toilet Seat. Just like some really like, oh my god. But he just didn't care about the names, and he was actually pretty mature. Very nice guy. So you can't always kind of go by that, but there's just some people that don't care about names. I mean, I was like that a super long time ago. And in a way, it's not so much that I care about the name, like I don't care about the name, like it doesn't have to have history. Like this name I made up on my own, it just doesn't exist. Thaldor. It just, whatever. It may sound a bit night elfish in some ways, but to me, it was perfect for my dwarf. Thaldor. I mean, it can sound dwarvish too, as soon as you put the accent in there. But before, it was just like, I was just so antsy, I just wanted in the game. I don't see my name anyways when I play most of these games, so it's like, what the hell's the point? But then it became like an OCD thing. I was like, oh, I gotta come up with a good name, because I just want a good name. I want people to recognize and remember me. But anyways, some people, and there's nothing wrong with it, they just don't care about the name. It means nothing to them. So this is a good video to showcase that, the part of the game I like to do the most, unfortunately. There's not a lot for me to be able to do. And I wish it was 80. I just wish I was there, but the amount of hours it's going to take, especially if I just keep messing around here, doing nothing. I mean, it's going to take me all year to get to 80. I can't push it like I did on my Night Elf Druid. I just don't have the patience, to be honest. Like, it does come to a point where it's like I'm done with the grind, the gearing, like I'm just done, really. And the main thing I love about the Paladin is you get to see the weapons, the glowing of the horse. Like, it just has that, that holy aura to it there, it comes off from the horse. You get to have the flashy glowing weapons if you want. Whereas with the druid, it's always the same, cat form, right? And it's not that it's boring, it's just there's not a lot of variety, really. I mean, that's just what it comes down to. There's not a lot of it. Now, this zone with the music, it's amazing. And what's even more amazing, come to think of it, with the other games that I play, it's very rare for a game to have such an extensive library of music. And for me to never, ever, ever, ever have gotten a copyright strike. Yeah, unfortunately, there isn't much going on. I may hop on my druid super quick and do like Northrend Got a piece of dust in my eye there. Yeah, let me just do that super quick after... Oh, I can't hearth. I mean, I'm already... yeah, whatever. I can always hearth tomorrow or later. It's really not the end of the world. I'm already pretty much rested there. Yeah, I'll go on to the druid super quick, and then you'll see what I mean. Plus, it can just depend on the zone too, right? Like, I can just do a certain zone and be like, oh, there's like 10 people there, let's go there. Right? So I kind of can sort of plan out where I'm going to go there. Oh, I'm in my balance gear. I'm not feral currently. That's right, I was practicing Boomkin. Watch this. Assuming that I can do it. See? Because I got that elixir, the giant growth, plus I'm a master. Look at that. Who's the big bird? Break out into dance. Yeah, so this is working out with creatine and protein shakes, and this is the anorexic diet. But they got a gear score of 4348, and I got a gear score of 1800. And honestly, I don't... Oh, that's because I got the cheap shit. I think I'm near 3800. I can't remember. I honestly don't even give a shit. To be perfectly honest, I just do not care. Yeah. So if I do front/who... Oh yeah, I said I was gonna go to, whatchamacallit? Yeah, I was gonna go to Dalaran. Because I can fly in Northrend. Well, then again, I can fly in Burning Crusade zones, too. I forgot about that. That's right. Well, I mean, I was flying earlier. But I'm just saying... Look at how tall I am. It's crazy. Alright. Where should I go? Yeah. Why not? That's what we'll do. Here we're allowed to fly. This is where the, what do you call it? No fly zone, my ass. The demon hunters in retail. That's where their thing is. Yeah, we're going into the Dragon Blight. Just to kind of, you know, whatever. Watch there still be nobody, but I can promise you, if I look, it'll be much quicker for me to find people around here, even in this area. This is a pretty popular questing spot. Plus, there's just a lot of areas where people can't necessarily solo a quest. There's a lot of elites and stuff like that. But yeah, I definitely don't miss leveling. And sometimes there are parts of me with, you know, the Paladin where I'm just like, ugh. I don't want to go through that again. Like a tank stealth, you know, off heal and be the boomy and shoot, you know, astral spells and be pretty flashy. I'm stuck looking like a fat chicken. But yeah, and then I can buff people for a half hour instead of 10 minutes, but I move around 20% slower. So that's sort of the catch, if you want to say. There's a spot in here that's pretty interesting. Usually a lot of people are questing here. I gotta be careful. Yeah, I might start aggroing some stuff there. I don't even have a, Yeah, this is very awkward. I haven't played... I actually, to be honest, this might actually be the first time I play the spec. It's so awkward for me because I'm so used to being cat form. And then I can just come down, pick up herbs. See? Like that. See, all of a sudden, bam, bam, bam. And then I get buffed. And it's just like... It's pretty cool. And most people can fly. Especially if they're on their alts, they were able to do that. Oh, I just remembered. And as balance, if you have poor gear, your crit rating's going to be really low. And you won't get a lot of mana back because there's a thing with balance where if you have really high crit chance, you'll trigger getting some mana back. And yes, I know my thing's not full. I can't remember where it is. I don't think it really matters. But there's a place in there. I just don't know where it is. You'll just have to take my word for it. No, there you go. Just doing that stuff, roaming around. A couple buffs here, a couple buffs there. And that's what I enjoy doing. It's kind of like going for a cruise, right? You're not always going to find something exciting when you go out on your drive. It's always going to be the same roads near where you live. Depending on the time of day, week, month, year, whatever. You might run into more or less people. So I kind of treat it as such. But I have to admit, even though I'm making a bit of money on YouTube there, 20 bucks a month, Canadian for this. It's a little bit much if I'm not going to be doing much more than what I'm showing you. Like it's, yeah, that's the reality of it. 16 equipped, okay. Yeah, and that performance, I got to admit, there are those many spots where it kind of skips a bit. It's a little frustrating. Not the end of the world, but still frustrating. I think there'll be some people in the Orient Tundra. Yeah, I still got so much to do on this character a little bit. Getting the gear that I have, like quality, for the Feral set, but for balance. Because, I mean, I would like to be able to do balance. It's something different. It's, I mean, it's fun. I mean, again, I'd have to find my, you know, my quick button like I have when I'm in Feral form. But have it so that it's like this. And then it's like, you know, you entangle them. You know, just sort of like that. And then they come at you. And then that's it. Just to kind of give you a little bit of an idea there. And then if I go to heal myself, it takes me out of the Moonkin form. So, I mean, it's possible that I get the better balance gear, and along with Feral and the sneaking around, being able to tank stuff for people, off heal quickly while someone's doing like, you know, a quick, you know, quest of some sort. I don't really do dungeons or any of that shit, so I don't need the gear. Could be very well that this is enough. And honestly, if druids had a 20% like faster speed like the paladin or what the unholy death knight can do, I'm not gonna lie, it would make it that much easier. I mean, to have to base it on that, I know kind of sucks, but I really do like the paladin a lot, though. Like I said, for all the the flashy weapons and all that, and I mean, I could get that with the balance, I suppose. Then I don't have to worry about my armor matching, because when you're in owl form, get it, right? So yeah, it's well, I think I'm gonna wrap this up here. As always, if you liked the video, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. I mean, it does greatly help support the channel with that algorithm, so they say. And if you didn't like the video, well, that's okay. Go ahead, give it a thumbs down. I'll bend it in half, twist it, break it off in your ass, and I'll dunk your face in one of those hot, steaming things of steaming water. And if you want to subscribe, obviously that would be pretty fantastic. But if not, thanks for stopping by anyways. Take care. And maybe... Where is everyone? And maybe I'll see some of you in the next one. Bye for now.